Hello, good morning. My name is Ankita and my student ID is 2017-31-33. Here I'm presenting a group presentation on management in context. My slide begins with the sixth step in managerial decision making. Managerial decisions are very crucial because they influence the development and achievement of the company. A manager in a company has many responsibilities while making a decision like to deal with the planning, work distribution between the team, monitoring the task. Basically a good management approach are considered keeping in mind the options and alternatives. There are total six steps in managerial decision making are gathering relevant information and establishing your target, identifying alternatives without choosing a particular, comparing the approaches, make a choice, implementing your choice, your approach, inspect your decision. It is a pivotal stage in the development of one's approach, since asking this question to yourself will enable you to decide whether you want to choose this alone or you want to be a collective decision. Seek advice from those who already choose the option or those who have expertise in the field if you are choosing this path alone. And on the other hand, if you are considering to go further with a team, then you should choose each member of your team appropriately and always motivate to them, share their thoughts and opinions. Identify the problem, what's next. So the next stage is to identify the alternative solution to our problem. So we need to consider the factor that have an influence on the problem. Effective decision making occurs when we consider all the alternatives. So this will enable us to make a best decision. Many times we take the decision and later regret if we could have chose the other approach. The solution might be better implemented. So wise decision must be made because sometimes a decision made cannot be reversed. It is a real chance that a problem has only one solution. Definitely, there are many possible ways to approach a problem. So, on this step, we compare all the alternatives and we have considered as possible solution. Evaluate them on certain aspect in terms of cost, relevant revenue, analysis, influence, risk, and benefits so that we can come to a conclusion whether the solution is achievable or not. Sort them on the basis of their pros and cons. You can even choose the combination of the option you have as an alternative. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Mohit Verma. My student ID is 20173371. I'm going to read slide 6 to 10. To start with, since you have made the choice, it's time to trust your instinct. You have identified your goal. You have all the relevant information and have gone through all the factors and consider all the consequences. It's time to test your decision making power. You have to be confident because you choose this by hours of research and identified all the worst case scenarios. Thus, you have made a choice with a reasoned argument. The next slide shows that now that you have made the choice, it is to implement your decision. This is where your well-considered, fully functional decision emerges as it is transformed from an abstract idea into a concrete plan of action. Sliva 2018. The final step in the decision-making process is where you evaluate the choice you made to see whether it is giving an optional solution to the problem. Perhaps that is the most important stage, because this is where you may take a pause from something that was outstanding or admit that your decision had flaws. Saliva 2018.
The next is institution and approach for making decision is an organization. Innovative approach for making decision in an organization is entirely based upon our previous experience. So it is profitable mostly in the same kind of situations where outcomes and previous learning are accurate. But the latter situation is notably different. So you should your institution with almost care the happy manager outcome. It is valid approach, yet it is because there are some situation where an immediate action is required. Certain 2020 Where there is no autonomy to find in problem or moment, intuition is helpful in effective decision making because it is fast and usually favorable. The brain attempts to recognize, analyze, and use designs of thinking based on past experience and thus a best guess. The Happy Manager 2022. Thank you.
Because there are some situations where an immediate action is required, certain 2020, when there is no autonomy to find in problem or moment. Intuition is helpful in effective decision making because it is fast and usually favorable. The subliminal brain attempts to recognize, analyze, and use patterns of thinking based on past experience and thus a best guess.
Good morning, my name is Vansh. My student ID number is 20173357. Today I am going to discuss about some examples where we find the intuition a valid approach. And the first one is dentistry. A dentist faces complex changes. These include dealing not only with younger and healthier patients but also with aging population who have an increasing number of illness. And the second number is business. We want to inform business people, especially managers and executives who are facing strategic decision making, the benefits and risk of relying on intuition. Therefore, they can have a clear mind about to what extent they can trust their intuitions. We do hope that our work can be an eye opener for decision makers, especially managers and executives involving in strategic issues, and help them to make clear decisions with open eyes and a clear mind about potential benefits and risk of their intuitive decisions. And the next one is stockbrokers. Although decisions for investment in stocks might be proposed as a rational process, the prescriptives for a rational choice situation are compromised because objective and complete information is not always available. Example on the future development. Additionally, several alternatives may offer similar conditions that make a rationally informed decision impossible. Next one I am going to discuss about some preventions that needs to be used before considering this approach, in which I am going to discuss about that intuition can be a valid approach to decision making, but intuition is not just you making the best guess to solve any problem. Your intuitive decision might actually be correct, but intuitive can be right as well as wrong. It all depends on the situation. Verifying your intuitions with some actual data make all the difference. Your intuition is definitely biased because it's based on your own previous experience and your own outcomes. On the other hand, there is more rational approach to making decisions. Data and analysis have long been associated with informed decisions, which reduces the likelihood of errors, increases and chances of success. And what is the rational decision making? Rational decision making skill is really significant approach in decision making because it's basically a step-by-step process to solve any problem, and with this we find the most optimal solution for the problem. The rational model of decision making involves reasoning facts and data. In comparison, intuitive decision making involves choosing among options without relying on releasing on analysis. It actually involves unconsciously recalling a memory or relying on emotions to make decisions. Both rational and intuitive decision making models are useful at work. Uh, Next one is the combination of intuition with the rational decision making approach. Intuition approach is great, but a proper inspection considered all alternative approaches. Rational decisions are based on the factually obtained data. It generally increases the chances of errors, assumptions, risk, and distortion, and increase the success rate. The main goal of rational approach is to explain why individuals and larger groups make certain choices based on specific costs and rewards. According to rational decision making, individuals use their self-instructs to make choices that will provide them with the great benefits. People weigh their options and make the choices they think will serve them best. Next one I'm going to discuss about the references. Thanks.